Welcome to MdiTek. In this overview, we'll follow a typical patient visit from scheduling and check-in through clinical documentation, billing, and account management. This provides a quick look at how MdiTek connects each part of the patient workflow in one system. We'll start with the dashboard. This contains all of your billing and scheduling information for the day. The MdiTek dashboard gives staff a quick view of the day along with items that may need attention. From here, we can move directly into the different areas of the system. Here in the scheduler, the front desk can view provider schedulers and quickly create and manage appointments. To schedule an appointment, simply click on the calendar time and select a patient. All of the appointment information has already been pre-selected, but you can edit anything you need to. When you click Save Appointment, the appointment is immediately added to the provider scheduler and is ready for the front desk to manage. If you return to the dashboard, you can see the appointment we just added. When the patient arrives, you can locate them directly in today's schedule and begin the check-in process. Select Check-in to go directly into the encounter and the charge workflow for today's visit. From the Charges screen, you can add the services performed during the visit, either by searching for procedures or by using quick charges for frequently performed services to make charge entry even faster. Here, the appropriate services have been added and the necessary procedure codes have been reviewed. Once you click Save, the charges become part of this encounter and are available throughout the rest of the clinical and billing workflow. Next, the provider can open the encounter and complete the clinical documentation. We were just working with Emma Baker, so if you click Open Encounter, you are now within the EMR encounter. This includes all of the intake forms, daily SOAP notes, pain map information, and insurance information that the provider can add for clinical documentation. Let's take a look at a standard SOAP. The SOAP note organizes the visit into subjective, objective, assessment, and plan. The provider can document the patient's complaints and symptoms, examination findings, clinical assessment, diagnosis, treatment, and recommendations for continued care. We'll go ahead and add a few notes. It's also important to note that on the right-hand side, you can see your SOAP notes being populated in real time as you're working on them. Now let's go to Assessment. Next, go to Plan. Once you have filled out your SOAP note, you can go ahead and save it. If additional edits are needed, or you need to type in more information, the provider narratives are here at the bottom. This allows you to enter any necessary information you want to add to the encounter outside of the pre-populated content. You also have the final review, where you can read through all of the paragraphs that have been generated and edit as needed. Once you're done, you can save and finalize the note itself. If you save and close, it adds the note to the encounter, where you can then sign it once all of your forms have been completed. Once it is signed, you can move on to the billing manager. It's also important to note that we do have the print encounter option, which allows you to print documents to send to insurances, attorneys, or the patient, depending on the need. Now let's go to the billing manager now that the clinical documentation is done. Here in the billing manager, we can see the same patient and encounter we've been following by clicking on the submitter, making sure it's set to unbilled, and then updating the filtered list. Here is Emma Baker, whom we've been working with. The billing team can review the patient information, insurance information, diagnosis, and procedure codes by clicking any of these buttons. In addition, before generating the claim, MdiTek has its own validation tool that can review the information that will be used to send to the clearinghouse. If you check the claim for errors, you can see that you have valid claim. At that point, it's ready to be sent, and you can click Send Electronic Claims. Once it's been generated, it is sent directly to the clearinghouse and your billing is complete. Finally, let's take a look at the patient's dashboard. Once you start receiving payments, this is where all of the patient's information is located, along with their visit history. It includes patient demographics, insurance, and any diagnosis information. It also allows you to add payments directly from this screen, and it includes the medical history. Together, these areas give staff a centralized view of the patient's clinical, demographic, insurance, and financial information. Now, if we go back to the main dashboard, that's a quick look at MdiTek's workflow from scheduling and check-in through documentation, billing, payments, and patient account management. Each part of MdiTek works together to help the practice manage the complete patient visit from one connected system. Thank you for watching this overview of MdiTek.